You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Solicits podcast. These are going to be the Marvel July 2023 Solicits here, and a bunch of books coming out. We have a bunch of things going on, as always. Some new number ones. You always have a lot of those over at Marvel, and maybe some things that people can get excited about. We'll see as we go through these. I will give you the title, the creative team, and the price and page count. Usually what they end up doing over at Marvel, it's a weird play. They have the solicits, they give you the solicit, and then like at the very end, they just kind of like avalanche you in then with the dates and release. I don't know why they don't put them with the solicits, but here we go. Here's what we'll get from Marvel in July. We'll start with Ultimate Invasion number 2, written by Jonathan Hickman, Brian Hitch on art. That's 2 of 4. I actually am kind of looking forward to this. I'm being cautiously optimistic. I just want something new. I haven't had any Jonathan Hickman deal, and I'm becoming more and more of a Jonathan Hickman fan. And it's funny because you would think that the Hoxpox stuff would have been the thing that got me into Jonathan Hickman, but I was so frustrated even at the beginning of the X stuff. Now, since then, and we'll talk about it when we get to the X-Men solicits, I have bailed. I bailed at the first Hellfire Gala, but since then, actually on our Patreon, we've been doing the East of West deal for our book of the month in this month of April, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm becoming a bit more of a Jonathan Hickman fan. So here is what it is going to be. The maker plans to make sure Earth's mightiest heroes never become heroes at all. And then he can reshape the universe into exactly what he wants it to be. Oh my goodness, how dare that maker. 40 pages, $5.99. Pretty big price point there, but at least it's not $9 like the other Hickman book. But the next one is, well, the books that everybody's loving down at the Rec Center. Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 29 is the first one, written by Zeb Wells. Right there is like, really?
How dare you?
Like, I think that a lot of Spidey fans are just anticipating when the solicits come out and there's another writer besides Zeb Wells on the book. But here he is. He claims that he's in for the long haul. We'll have to see. Art by Ed McGuinness. Beaten and bloody, with his back against the wall, has Spider-Man finally met his match? I don't know. Maybe he has. 32 pages, $3.99. And then we get Amazing Spider-Man number 30, again, written by Zeb Wells, art by Ed McGuinness. Here is a bullet point sort of solicit. Spidey goes one last round with the new and improved Doc Ock. Can his latest ally help turn the tide? We'll have to see. I don't know why you're asking me all these questions. 32 pages, $3.99. I've said it before. When this ends up coming out, and I either do a review on YouTube or we talk about it on the podcast, I will always be kind of tempted to tweet out that it is about Doc Ock. But I'm telling you, never do hashtag Doc Ock. You're going to end up getting some people maybe giving you some sideways glances and wondering what your tweet is really about. You might even get banned. I don't know. Who knows? You just don't hashtag Doc Ock. It gets a little hairy there. It is funny, too. That reminds me of back in the day, my man, Eric Shea, who does a bunch of stuff with me, he said that he wanted to look up what was going on with the X-Men. For some reason, I don't know, he typed in X-Men and they thought it was EX, and he got an article he was not really counting on getting. So there you go. Sometimes searches and hashtags aren't exactly what you mean them to be. The next one is Blade number 1. Oh my goodness, Blade number 1, written by Brian Hill with art by Elena Casagrande. I like both Brian Hill and Elena Casagrande, and I really did, and they really pushed the Killmonger series for Brian Hill. That is actually a good play. That was a really good book, and Elena Casagrande with the Black Widow stuff, the art there was really, really great. True evil is patient. Oh my. And a dark ancient power has been simmering quietly for centuries. And when Blade himself is the one to unknowingly unleash it, Marvel's entire supernatural underworld will come out of hiding to demand he handle it or pay a pound of flesh for his mistakes. Bloodbaths, blackmail, and Blade. You won't want to miss the exclusive first issue of this new volume, 40 pages, $4.99. I'll be looking into that. I'm kind of excited about that. So there, we're already getting a positive spin on these solicits. The next book, I think a bunch of people are looking forward to, especially people who are DC fans of Philip Kennedy Johnson because of the Action Comic stuff and the War World saga, the stuff with Mongol. The thing is, I tend to think that his Marvel stuff hasn't been so great, but his DC stuff and the recent stuff has been pretty good. And so I think people are excited about him taking over the Hulk. Incredible Hulk #2, Philip Kennedy Johnson writing, Nick Klein on art. I like Nick Klein. The mother of horrors demands her freedom. And that's like my mom. She doesn't demand her freedom, though. She demands attention and money is what she demands. She ain't getting none of that from me. And in order to make it happen, her most dutiful servant, a terrifying monstrosity who calls herself the eldest, seeks to reclaim the wayward son of monsters, the Hulk himself. Now, every eldritch horror and primordial being has its eyes set on the Jade Giant. Meanwhile, on their path to peace and isolation, Banner and his new friend Charlie, oh, Chuck, is it, find themselves forced to pass through an abandoned coal mining town. Oh, my, it's Pelham, West Virginia. I went to WVU. You don't want to go there. But when night falls, the term ghost town takes on a terrifying new meaning. I love the idea. Ghost town takes a no, I bet it's the regular. I bet there's ghosts, right? If it's something else, then tell me. But the new terrifying new meaning, no. Again, WVU, good party school though. That's kind of why I went. There was wrestling involved and stuff like that. Now I don't mean collegiate wrestling. I just mean like going around town wrestling. 32 pages, $3.99. That's why I had to leave Morgantown, West Virginia. Loki #2, 2 of 4, written by Dan Waters. Herman Peralta, not Jake, on art. The past can never just stay buried, can it? Well, I guess, sometimes dead is better, though. Loki's turn at playing good guy, in quotes, has been interrupted by the resurgence of relics from his nefarious past. Now that he's set sail on a ship made of fingernails, oh my, now it's starting to get wacky. A ship made of fingernails. I'll tell you, sometimes, and especially since the shutdown, I'm telling you, that ship, if I made it, be a really long boat. I'm telling you, he tracks the first of these to the destroyed Nethervillier, hate Thor talk, where the relic has been crafted into a devastatingly powerful weapon, probably still made of fingernails, I guess, that the dwarves are warring over. And as a bonus, a pair of unexpected Marvel fan favorites appear to clean up past Loki's mess. 32 pages, $3.99. And the next deal is Black Panther #2. And if you aren't aware, Eve L. Ewing is taking over that book in June, or at least it's kicking back in, rebooting, whatnot. Now, I'm not the only one who's joked about this. I swear to God, half of the reason they have Eve Ewing on anything is so that they could just put Ewing on the cover and everybody thinks it's Al. I mean, that's the best. But Eve is writing it. Chris Allen on art. Who is the mysterious Beza? Delve deeper into Wakanda as we and T'Challa have never seen her. No longer in the Golden City, T'Challa goes deep undercover to try to understand the heart of the city that feels it has been forgotten by the Black Panther. Forgotten. They keep kicking him out. Just going to mention the idea that I just kind of want Black Panther to kind of have a book where it's like, man, you know what I really like? Wakanda. Wakanda's awesome, right, people? I love it. Wakanda loves me. And some people aren't happy with the rumors that the Black Panther has been skulking around, burning T'Challa like the alluring thief Beza. I don't even know what language. Fortunately, some new allies and familiar faces will remind T'Challa that outcast or no, the Black Panther is never completely alone. 32 pages, $3.99. Why does he always have to be an outcast? We should just, I know the whole deal. Let's just reboot. And, he ends up getting out of the shower. He's like Bobby Ewing. He's like, holy crap, everybody in Wakanda likes me. And now I could go on adventures and maybe protect Wakanda from outside things, not from myself. Maybe? I don't know. Moon Knight #25. Jed McKay writing, Alessandro Capuccio and Alessandro Vidi. It's the Alessandros and Partha Pratum on art. We got 3 artists. That is because I think that this is going to be a bit of an oversized issue. I hope, if you have 3 artists. Moon Knight past and present collide, leading into his first event series. the past comes back to bedevil Moon Knight, and you don't want to be bedeviled, as he pursues his latest enemy. You know what I like to bedevil? Eggs. Bedeviled eggs are awesome. Someone once familiar and new. From grim New York nights to the blazing sun of Alexandria days, Moon Knight hunts for answers among the graves of Hart Island while haunted by the last mission of the Karnak Cowboys. I'm an Eagles fan, so anytime there's any I don't like them. It doesn't even matter if it has anything to do with football. I'm out. A mercenary crew, counting among its members Mark Spector, Jean-Paul Duchamp, Robert Plesko, possibly Tony Romo, and maybe Michael Irvin. Oh, and Layla El Fouley. What? They're putting these names here. I'm not very good with that. I'm not very good with the reading. Plus a classic Moon Knight story from the past by Doug Monch and Bill Sienkiewicz. That's cool. 96 pages. Holy moly. $9.99. Holy moly. Moon Knight, City of the Dead, 1 of 5. We got the Moon Knights up in this joint. David Papos on writing and Marcelo Ferreira on art. The debut of the new Scarlet Scarab. Following the events of Moon Knight number 25. When a young runaway is attacked by a gang of death cultists, he is left barely alive outside the Midnight Mission. But Mark Spector made a vow long ago to defend the travelers of the night. But not the ladies, maybe the ladies of the night, too. You defend them as well. He defends everybody. He's not going to, pick and choose. He's Moon Knight. Why would you even suggest it? And as long as a spark of life remains, his mission isn't over yet. Follow Moon Knight on his most harrowing adventure yet, as the Fist of Khonshu journeys far beyond the land of the living and battles across the mind-bending underworld known as the City of the Dead. 40 pages, $4.99. You just see that Marvel's sitting there. We're like, okay, you know what we think about Moon Knight? We think that everybody who's a fan is rich. They are the Rockefellers of the whole deal. They're going to end up spending $15 this month because they can afford it. They're rich. They ride around in rickshaws and drink, fancy things with their pinkies up while reading the Moon Knights. Captain America number 750. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, Tochi Unabuchi, and J.M. DeMatteis, Gail Simone, Dan Jurgens, Stephanie Williams, and Cody Ziegler writing it. I like some of them. Maybe 2 of them. 2 writers of that lineup I do like. And if you want to guess, you can, but I'll tell you, it's J.M. DeMatteis and Dan Jurgens. Gail Simone's okay, but it's kind of fallen off the cliff, and I do not really care for Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing or Tochi Unabuchi, the main writers on the Captain America stuff right now. I think all 3 of those are mid. And Cody Ziegler, even though people tell me that the Miles Morales book is good, I'll never read anything by him again. Pisses me off. And Stephanie Williams, who did a bunch of the stuff with Nubia and the Wonder Woman stuff over at DC, is just straight up bad. So there you go. There you go. Here's the artist, though. Carmen Canaro, R.B. Silva, Dan Jurgens. I love Dan Jurgens' writing, but I really love his art. That really tickles my fancy. Daniel Acuna, Rachel Stott, Marcus Williams, and Sarah Pacelli. They're all on art. Special issue 750. The Captains America mourn their fallen. That doesn't just flow. The Captains America. I don't know. I don't like it. After the harrowing events of Captain America Cold War. Oh, the harrowing events. The Captains America return home to mourn their fallen and strive to honor the power of legacy. Plus, the secret origin of Sam Wilson's new shield revealed and a bold new direction for Sharon Carter. In honor of 750 issues of Captain America, I really want somebody out there. It's going to have to be somebody who has a little more oomph behind them than me. I want them to say, I want to see the receipts. I need to see the books here. We're going to open up the books. Show me there's 750 issues. And until I see any of these nonsense numberings when they give you these big plays, I don't believe it. I'm just going to, I'm just going to look the other way. I don't believe there's 750 issues. I think that they fudge it. In honor of those issues, though, a team of fan-favorite guest writers joined forces with superstar artists to spin timeless tales celebrating the epic history of the Star-Spangled Hero. Wouldn't that be heroes? See, they done messed up. I don't like saying Captains America, but, you have to keep consistency here. Don't miss the jam-packed oversized issue. 72 pages, $7.99. A lot of expensive stuff coming our way in July. July, as you all know, is my birthday month. So, maybe when everybody's celebrating and sending me moolah, the kashunda, I'll have enough. I still probably wouldn't be able to afford these books. They're too expensive. The rent is too damn high. Captain Marvel Dark Tempest, number 1 of 5, written by one of my favorites, and really a soft spot in my heart for Ann Nocenti. Not because I think that, and she has written some really great stuff back in the day, but from around 2011, when she hit the New 52 over at DC and did stuff like a Catwoman or a Katana, things got wacky. And really, there was an issue not so long ago that she did a little bit of it, an anthology deal where she wrote a Captain America story. Me and Brandon were doing it on our Marvel podcast. And Cap was riding his motorcycle like he does. He's cool. He puts the shield in the front there. And he got a flat tire. And he seemingly fixed the flat tire with a blowtorch. It was one of the funniest things I've ever read. It was so good. So I will be reading this Captain Marvel Dark Tempest, and I will be reading it hoping to have a grand old time of laughs. But Ann Nocenti, Paola Villanelli on art. Earth's Mightiest, it says. After facing off against the Brood with the X-Men and losing someone she holds dear, Carol Danvers needs a break. She's not about to get it now. A slinky new cosmic threat comes for Earth's Mightiest, and they know just who to recruit to really wreck Carol's world. A surprise legacy villain. Join industry legend Ann Nocenti. And seriously, don't get mad at me because I do think she is a legend. She really is. But recently, it's fun. I mean, she really has some fun stuff going on. And artist Paola Villanelli of Star Wars Bounty Hunters fame. As they take anybody but me reading that book. It's okay. I do. And seriously, I do like Paola Villanelli's art, but of the Bounty Hunters fame. As they take the torch from Kelly Thompson's record-breaking run and slingshot that Captain Marvel from the Harpswell Sound to the far reaches of the galaxy. 40 pages, $4.99. Yeah, I guess the idea, they're like, okay, listen, Kelly Thompson, we're kicking you. We're going to cancel this Captain Marvel. Oh, crap, we have a movie coming out? All right, call Ann Nocenti. Get her on the horn. We need something wacky, and we need it quick. Deadpool, Bad or Blood, number 2. 2 of 5. Rob Liefeld. The Bad Blood, the first part of this, it was such an odd book. It came out as a graphic novel, and then they ended up and that was like around shutdown time or a little before. I can't remember the exact date, but it did come out. Then they decided, like more recently, to release it as individual issues, and a dummy like me, oh man, I'm going to get that. Oh crap, I already have the crap. I ended up doubling up. Oh my goodness. But this is kind of cool. Rob Liefeld, another one that, you either hate him or you love him. I'll admit that I love him. I think that he is great. And I'm not even talking anything comic books. I love personalities, and boy, does he have one. And that's why I like it. And I actually do get a kick out of a lot of his art. It's an acquired taste. It is, but you end up having Rob Liefeld and Chad Bowers writing at Rob Liefeld on art and cover. So there's the deal. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't do a lot more covers. Like if I was him, I'd do like 70 a day. He would be right. He doesn't need. He has got the button fly money. Does he need to do it? Deadpool versus Shatterstorm, and that's just the beginning. Deadpool thinks he's pretty good with a sword. Well, I would say so. But is he good enough to trounce the mysterious blade-brandishing Shatterstorm? I think he might. Win or lose, will old Wade Wilson have what it takes to navigate the terrors of Killville? Maybe. And who is this Arcada? I don't know. Arcadia was like a side band for Duran Duran back in the day, Simon Le Bon's side band. I actually preferred Power Station more as a side band to the Duran Durans, but, that's just me. Rob Liefeld's tour de force Deadpool epic continues with big surprises and epic action, unlike anything else in the stands, and really of everything I will read here from that is dead on. That is true. There really isn't anything, and that is oftentimes not the best thing, but it is true. 40 pages, $4.99. We're going to have a what if. What if Dark Spider-Gwen number 1, written by Jerry Conway and Jody Hauser, Ramon Box on art, and Spidey legend Jerry Conway returns to his most famous Spider story for this What If, along with co-writer Jody Hauser. What if Gwen Stacy didn't die on the bridge that day, but Spider-Man did? Nuff said, I presume. That's kind of cool. And again, you're going back and doing these things that are pretty cool back in the day, continue some stories, and why not do it as a what if? That's a pretty cool idea. I'm down with that. 40 pages, $4.99. Now we have What If Dark Loki #1. Walter Simonson on writing, Scott Eaton on art, and you have Walter Simonson returning to his illustrious run on Thor, but this time Loki's in charge. A tale of one of Asgard's worst days and one of Loki's best. Again, that is pretty cool. 40 pages, $4.99. Now we'll jump into the X-Men stuff. So, get excited for this. I have not read a single X-Men book in years because I just ended up being infuriated by it. By the time we got to that first Hellfire Gala, I galled myself right out of there. I did not attend. And to be a jerk, when they sent me the invitation, I put maybe just to screw them. I wanted them to have an extra meal and place set for me just in case, and then I didn't show. Take that. Take that, Emma. X-Men Days of Future Past Doomsday, #1 of 4, Mark Guggenheim writing, Manuel Garcia on art. The cataclysm that leads to the X-Men's dystopic future. Return to the Future in a tale that reveals the events leading up to the timeless original Days of Future Past, story that's inspired spin-offs, films, and much more. In a world where mutants are more than simply hated and feared, but not yet slain and apprehended, the assassination of Senator Kelly comes to pass, bringing with it the Mutant Control Act and Sentinels on every corner. But with mutant kind on the back foot, what lengths will Kate Pryde, still want to say Kitty, Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Banshee, Angel, Cyclops, Professor X, and the rest of the X-Men go in order to find some way to survive? And what scheme of Magneto will bring about their ultimate doomsday? Witness the 30-year descent into the dystopic future, replete with the previously untold deaths of key mutant characters, as we flesh out one of the most celebrated X-Men timelines in its own series for the first time. Again, that's kind of a cool deal. Go back there. They're doing a lot of that for people, go back in the day, kind of have some fun. This actually reminds me of the Peter David, Theo Maestro stuff, all that. And I love that. I don't know that I'll read this, but it seems cool. 40 pages, $4.99. And plus, it does bring up, the phrase that they had back in, say, the 30s or so during the Depression, where you did want a chicken in every pot and a sentinel at the end of every corner, right? That's what they used to say. X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023, #1. Oh, my. Can I actually just say, hey, I want to quit reading again when I see that? Jerry Dugan writing, Chris Anka, Joshua Cassera, Russell Darterman, Adam Kubert, Pepe Larraz, R.B. Silla, Luciano Vecchio, and more on art. My favorite artist among them is and more. The fall of X begins here. The Hellfire Gala is always the biggest event of the season, isn't it? But this year's will change everything for Krakoa. What is meant to be Mutantkind's biggest night becomes their biggest nightmare as the fall of X begins. All your favorite X-Men are going to be left reeling after this one. Shocking revelations, stunning betrayals, horrific tragedy, impossible death, and of course, the most glamorous looks of the year. All in one cannot miss package. I'm glad they didn't say and salmonella, because they didn't really cook the chicken long enough. Could anybody really, I guess somebody's into oh my God, I can't wait for the glamorous looks. I need to, I want to be one of the reporters on the red carpet. Oh my God, who wore it best? That's all I want to say. 80 pages, one shot, $8.99. X-Men #24, Jerry Dugan writing, Joshua Cassera on art. Pog or Pog for hire. My favorite Pogs were Alf Pogs. That was he's coming back big in Pog form. Hired for the dirtiest of jobs, a deadly mercenary comes crashing into the X-Men right at their most vulnerable moment. But not just any mercenary. Finally, the breakout fan favorite from Act 10 of Swords. I almost said X of Swords. Pog or Pog returns. Oh my God, I can't believe it. He's returned. 32 pages, $3.99. I would say the dirtiest job would be cleaning out those porta potties after like a festival. And really, it would be like the chili festival, chili and rib festival. You don't want to get near those porta johns after that. A lot of troubles, right? Invincible Iron Man number 8. Jerry Dugan writing one for Yuri on art. As the X-Men throw their latest Hellfire Gala, Iron Man has to contend with the new Stark Sentinels flying through New York. Can Tony stop these mutant hunting machines alone? Guest starring Emma Frost, so I guess he doesn't. He's going to have Emma Frost, right? 32 pages, $3.99, but I thought she'd be on the red carpet. She wore it best. She always wears it best. X-Men Before the Fall, Sinister 4, number 1. Kieran Gillen writing, Paco Medina on art. Fall of X is coming. Its eyes are getting glassy. That's what they say, you know. Oh my. As the 19th century drew to a close, the dying Nathaniel Essex unleashed 4 clones of himself into the world. They've been haunting it ever since while lurking in the shadows. We know what Sinister has been up to. What about the others? In this issue, we delve into their past, discover their latest atrocity when they start to ... date. Oh no, 40 pages, one shot, $4.99. ... date. Storm number 3 of 5, and Nocenti. Oh yes, and Sid Kotian on art. The X-Men versus Blowback. Now that sounds sexy, right? The X-Men are alerted to Blowback's presence, and the classic team of Wolverine, Rogue, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Kitty Pryde show up to quell the threat. But does Storm still fit on the team, and will her powers save the day, or doom the mutants? 32 pages, $3.99. X-Men Red number 13. Al Ewing writing, Jacopo Camagni on art. It's X-Men Red, but I haven't read it. Hiya. She's back, it says. Genesis again walks the island she rode for millennia, with the Annihilation staff in her hand. But what is in her heart? I would think violence. In the return of the Mother of Morocco, to be celebrated or feared as the fall of X closes in, the Great Ring must decide to risk their own fall from grace. 32 pages, $3.99. Immortal X-Men, number 13. Kieran Gillen writing, Lucas Wernick on art. Listen closely, it says. Oh, also covered by Mark Brooks. There you go. I don't like that guy. Listen closely. Time is running out. Fall is here. Doug Ramsey. Wasn't he on the Buffalo Sabres back in the day? Is the voice of Krakoa. It's time for Krakoa to speak. 32 pages, $3.99. Rogue and Gambit 5 of 5. That means it's the finale. Stephanie Phillips writing, Carlos Gomez on art. I have not heard great things about the Rogue and Gambit book. The powers that break. The power broker emerges in the... Oh my goodness, I almost ended... Oh, excuse me. The power broker emerges from the shadows to make the deal of a lifetime. Selling was always risky business, with Tom Cruise especially, but with an asset like Rogue in his Rolodex, the payoff is worth it. Only Anna Marie isn't one who can be controlled. And while Gambit knows her sweet side, the rest of her can be mighty mean. Rogue crosses a line she can't uncross in a shocking twist that will have repercussions across all of Krakoa, they say. Anytime you say that, it usually is completely false. That's a spoiler for everybody. 32 pages, $3.99. New Mutants Lethal Legion number 5 of 5. That means finale. Charlie Jane Anders on writing. That's CJA, if you're not aware. Enid Bellhomme on art. Dangery Battery Overload. The New Mutants plan to take down Count Neferi has epically failed, and as a result, he's more powerful than ever. But there's no time for Escapade and her teammates to lick their wounds. You know, my favorite Janet Jackson song, it's not Escapade, but that's up there. Nefaria and his diabolical Lethal Legion have set their sights on the convention center in Midtown New York to make hundreds of humans the Count's personal batteries. Will our ragtag team of well-meaning misfits be able to finally complete the perfect heist and stop Nefaria from getting almost unlimited power? Find out in this final issue. I will not. 32 pages, $3.99. Wolverine number 35, Benjamin Percy writing, Juan Jose Reap on art. I know that on the Weird Dose of X podcast that's on our Marvel feed, that's done by Jason and Ruben. Ruben, not a big Ben Percy fan or Wolverine fan. He doesn't like them very much. Weapons of X conclusion. Wolverine, Beast, only one of them's left standing after these Clone Wars, and it ain't no clone. What? The brutal finale of Wolverine's Clone Saga sets the stage for Logan's next journey and presages things to come for Krakoa. 32 pages, $3.99. I thought that was like, as I'm reading that, I'm still thinking back to, and it ain't no clone. I was like, is that like a wordplay or something? Or is this like some sort of like, and he's not going to be a clone, like a lone? But no, I don't know. X-23 Deadly Regenesis, number 505. Again, that means the finale. Erica Schultz writing, Edgar Salazar on art. I tried to read the first issue, actually, of this book. It's not good. Maybe it's gotten better, but it's that first issue, not great. It really wasn't. I do like Laura. I like X-23, so I wanted to get involved. I was almost going to talk about it on the podcast, and I'm like, nope, I will not. Kingpin wants his money back. Oh, my goodness. Laura Kinney has done terrible things in her time as an assassin for the facility, and now that past comes back to haunt her with a vengeance. With Haymaker on one side, Kingpin on the other, and Kimura orchestrating the nightmare, the woman once known as X-23 will have to bring all her fighting skills and mutant powers to bear if she is to survive the deadly convergence of enemies. 32 pages, $3.99. There's a lot of books that are ending in July, I see, because the excellent number 505 is next. Peter Milligan writing, Michael Allred on art. All hail your new god, Zeitgeist. With his new powers and zealots at his side, the ecstatics don't stand a chance. But an old friend is about to shake up the status quo. Don't miss the dramatic finale of these superstar heroes. 32 pages, $3.99. Next is X-Force number 42, and at this point I realize there are way too many X books, right? I know that that's pretty much a common deal that people complain about, but when you have to read through these and you're not even reading the books, it's a slog, right? X-Force number 42, Benjamin Percy writing, Paul Davidson on art, not Pete Davidson, Paul Davidson. Paul is writing while Pete is out dating. So you end up the ghost calendars. Beast epic long game plays out in the only way it could, with Nimrod's ultimate plan successful. That's the thing. I heard that Pete Davidson's so proud of. He's got a real long Nimrod, right? That's what he's got. Hank McCoy survives and thrives. And what will this mean for mutant kind? And does X-Force still have time to stop it? 32 pages, $3.99. I believe we are out of the X books. So everybody take a deep breath. Congratulations, you made it this far. We're going to move on with Venom. Venom number 22, Al Ewing writing. I guess Ram V's kind of like bailed from that, right? Well, they were jumping back and forth. The jump and stop. I think Al's like, screw this. I'm just writing this bitch. Al Ewing writing, Ramon F. Box on art. And it's a blast in the past, right? Blast in the past. For months, Eddie Brock's consciousness has been displaced in time. You've seen what happens when he's flung himself to the far future of the Marvel Universe. Now see what happens when he tries to traverse its past. Face to face with the mysterious Flexo. Oh my. In the past, the part symbiote had played in the Marvel U will take a surprising and new turn. 32 pages, $3.99. Is it Flex Mentallo's like cousin Flexo? Next up, Venom 23, Torn Grombach is on there. Ooh, Ram V, you gone. Ken Lashley on art. A new vision of Toxin. Torn Grombach's on a lot of books. Not a big fan of it. Again, kind of like nothing that exciting when I'm reading anything by Torn Grombach. It's okay. And again, other people might love Torn Grombach. I don't know. Not really into the deal. A new vision of Toxin. Oh. Toxin is the offspring of the most dangerous symbiote in the history of the Marvel Universe, Carnage. But while Carnage and Cletus Cassidy are separated, they're going through a little bit of a, I need some time alone deal. They're separated. They're kind of their separate apartments and stuff. And both devising machinations and plans of cosmic bloodshed and conquest, as you do when you separate. What has its progeny been doing? And will Dylan Brock or the Venom symbiote survive when they come face to face with the latest terrifying Toxin? Plus, Toxin isn't the only symbiote in this story who's unlike anything you've ever seen. The symbiote family is about to grow a little larger, and what's coming will change the continuing saga of the symbiotes forever. It says in capitals with an exclamation point. Again, really? 32 pages, $3.99. Extreme Venomverse number 4 of 5. That's penultimate issue. Alyssa Wong, Pete Momoko, and DJ Bryant writing. Peach Momoko, Ken Nimura, and more on art. I love and more. Face Front Venom Maniacs, because we've got even more never-before-seen and all-new symbiote stories to show you. First, Deadpool scribe Alyssa Wong. That Deadpool book is bad, right? It's not very good, but I guess that's what you got going. And revolutionary artist Ken Nimura. I mean, this guy, he draws something. There's a damn revolution going on. Unite to introduce a symbiotic superstar inspired by anime and manga who's about to take the multiverse by storm, which I highly doubt, especially because Alyssa Wong is writing it. Very, very mid. The industry superstar, Peach Momoko, is about to make your skin crawl with a tale of some fearsome flora the likes of which you've never seen. Move over, Groot. There's a new plant in the spotlight of the Marvel U, and this one's a killer. That's with an R. It's not killer, which I wish, like Ghostface Killer. That's what I want. And lastly, it's like Leaf Face Killer. And lastly, Venom Noir. You've heard of Spider-Man Noir, right? Now meet his totemic and terrible opposite as this reality symbiotic hive gets explored for the first time. All right. 40 pages, $4.99. That book seems like a lot of nonsense, right? A lot of nonsense. And it's going to get even more nonsense when we hit the next one. Extreme Venomverse 505. That's the finale. We got Kelly Thompson, Jordan Blum, Cody Ziegler, and more, with Guerrero and more on art. One artist listed, but yet, yeah. The conclusion to Extreme Venomverse. Oh, it doesn't have to end. Does it? Like every issue of the Summertime Symbiote Celebration before it, this one introduces another awesome array of symbiotes. This is the best. Oh, Kelly Thompson's on it. I wonder if we'll get Jeff the Landshark. Seriously, I enjoyed Jeff the Landshark when he showed up in West Coast Avengers all those years ago, as George Harrison sang once. And it just everything that Kelly Thompson does, you have to have him in the background. You have to have a plushie here. You have to have a digital nonsense. Jeff the Landshark has been driven so much into the land now that it's not even funny, but he gets venomized. From the awesome team behind the smash hit, It's Jeff, Infinity Comic, Kelly Thompson, Guerrero. I do like Guerrero, though. Then, hope this symbiote's got a mitt and some bubble gum because it's called Up to the Major Leagues. That's all it... What the hell does that mean? We end up there are 3 writers and more, it says. So more than 3 writers, but we get told Jeff the Landshark, and then hope this symbiote's got a mitt and some bubble gum because it's getting called up to the major leagues. What the hell does that mean? 40 pages, $4.99. I hope it's like Jose Canseco Venom or something like that. They just dug up, I don't know, Tony Lazzari. Oh my God, he's venomized. There he is. Oh, you're up to the major leagues. You made it. All right. Edge of Spider-Verse number 4 of 4. Taboo on that. And if you're not aware, Taboo is part of the Black Eyed Peas. I almost forgot myself. He's actually pretty cool. But really, when you think of it, it's like, Fergie? Oh, Taboo. All right. B. Earl. It's always writing with B. Earl. I don't want to be Earl. I've read the stuff they've done. I really, really want to like it because I think Taboo is pretty damn cool. It's been sus. Daniel Kibblesmith with them as well. Juan Ferreira on art, who I love, and Chris Cross, who is on art and also maybe related to Christopher Cross, the singer, but I doubt it. They have the same there, but it's not even spelled like the same overall, but kind of fun, right? Or it could be Chris Cross, the rapper duo that wore the pants backwards. They're pretty cool, right? Pretty cool way to wear your pants. Dream Spider returns. I'm already getting tired. Sure, you're like, yeah, so am I, you jerk. Dream Spider returns. And really, weren't we waiting for that? The new Spider character from the Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man miniseries returns in her first solo adventure. Does anybody think that that's going to... Also, what if that radioactive spider we all know and love bit J. Jonah Jameson? 40 pages, $4.99. Next up is Hollow's Eve, number 5 of 5. I really liked the first issue. The second one took a bit of a downswing, so I hope it rebounds from that. Erica Schultz writing, Michael Dowling on art. Hallows Eve is backed into a corner as her masks are used against her. With the playing field evened out, it all comes down to a battle of wit and will. Will Eve come out alive? 32 pages, $3.99. I was just hoping that they'd end up, breaking Ben Reilly out and get their ass out of New York. Go and take it to the hills, right? Spider-Man number 10, Dan Slott writing, Mark Bagley on art. Spider-Man versus Electro, no holds barred. The web slinger and the Emperor of Electricity have both leveled up since they last faced each other, and one really wants to kill the other. But I wonder which. Plus, Norman Osborn does something that may end his new amicable relationship with Spider-Man. Oh, no. 32 pages, $3.99. Oh, you Dan Slott, you crazy guy. Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones, number 5 of 5. Emily Kim writing. Kei Azama on art. Dr. Leela Bennett's revenge against all Gwens is complete. What does this mean for our very own Ghost Spider and her clones? Don't miss the chilling finale of Gwen's clone-tastic story. One that will change Spider-Gwen as we know her. 32 pages, $3.99. What if you didn't know her? Would you know there's a change? It's kind of like, if a Gwen Stacy book falls in the woods and nobody cares, do you get to eat hamburgers for lunch? I don't know. Silk number 3 of 5. Emily Kim writing, Igurir on art. Silk hits the high seas. I keep reading these Silk books, and they're not great, right? Still trapped inside a dreamscape, Silk embarks on a swashbuckling escapade. We got the escapades up in this house again. And not my favorite Janet Jackson song, but I still do like it. But a pirate's life is full of danger. Also, doubloons, eye patches, and putting knives in your mouth, and that freaks me out. I always think it's going to, cut you. And Silk is running out of time to find an escape. Luckily, she has friends on the outside who can help, including Wong, the right hand of the Sorcerer Supreme. 32 pages, $3.99. I'm going to say that Wong is the right hand, arm, and maybe the left leg. He is a little more important than just one thing. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 8, Cody Ziegler. Oh, we meet again, Cody Ziegler, please. I hope there's no sentient talking sandwiches and goldfish in that book. Telling you, people tell me it's good, but I still will not make the dive. I will not go. I don't like his writing. Federico Vicentini on art. Miles battles the Hobgoblin. Spider-Man, a.k.a. Miles Morales, is a target on his spider's symboled back. The most dangerous supervillains in NYC keep coming at him. That's New York City. And they're coming at him hard. I mean, really hard, it says. They probably should, toss one off first. First Rabble, then Cletus Cassidy, and now the Hobgoblin is back and more dangerous than ever. And he's got his glider aimed squarely at Miles. How could this get any worse for Spidey? Well, Hobgoblin might not be the only thing Miles needs to worry about. Oh, 32 pages, $3.99. I wonder if they write these solicits and they think that they're going to get any, real genuine, exciting reaction to it. Oh my God. And that's not the only thing? Holy crap. I can't wait. And only's in capital. Oh my God. That's not the only thing. Oh my. And it ends with an ellipsis. So that means that we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait to find out. I can't believe it. Holy moly. Red Goblin number 6. They really should just say, hey, everybody, just buy this damn issue. Hey, if you've been reading the series, we continue it. Come on, grab it. Red Goblin number 6, Alex Packendall writing, Juan Balazadwea on art. I do like the Red Goblin book, but my enthusiasm is starting to, waver a little with each issue. I hope that one kind of makes a rebound too, because while I don't love saying Normie a million times, I do actually like Normie, and I want to see what happens with him and Old Rascal. Venom, the other that's a variant cover. Ryan Stegman, though, pretty cool. Nature versus nurture begins, or hasn't it been going on since the dawn of time? It has. Carnage reigns may be over, but Normie Osborn and the Rascal symbiote's problems are only just beginning. For weeks, Normie's pacified the symbiote and managed to keep the rabbit-killing machine inside and under control. But in this issue, Normie learns that you can't fight nature. Just like the Brady Bunch found out, you can't fight City Hall until they did. 32 pages, $3.99. Venom Lethal Protector 2, number 5 of 5. There's going to be a lot of new number 1s coming in August. There has to be so many of these minis are ending. Pretty cool. David Michelini on writing and Farid Karami on art. Venom faces a doomsday scenario. Venom and Silver Sable's final battle with the most dangerous foes they've ever fought reaches its climax, and they better win because the fate of the entire world is on the line. It's a battle that will change them forever, but little do they know that the real fight is just about to begin, for Doom has sprung his nefarious trap. His prize? The Venom symbiote itself. Oh my God, please end with, but at what cost? 32 pages, $3.99. I hope everybody understands that anytime I end up reading anything that says things are going to change, I can't help but giggle. I try to stop. Can't help it. Cult of Carnage Misery. Now, they're writing a book about my life. Misery number 3 of 5. The thing is, my misery, it's an unlimited series. It is, right? It just keeps on going. Sabir Perzada writing. Francesco Martorino on art. I just want to mention cover by Scan. Life lost, it says. All the symbiotes in Alchemex's care have been stolen, including the 5 Life Foundation symbiotes, harnessing each of their unique abilities. A mysterious and classic symbiote, classic in bold print. Symbiote villain has started making moves in the chaos of the summer of symbiotes. But who? Read and find out. See, at least that, I don't mind that. It's like, but who? Like, really? You're asking? Oh, we're supposed to read and find out. I get it. 32 pages, $3.99. I don't know. You know, you have the Summer of Love way back in the 60s. Now we have the Summer of Symbiotes. I don't know which annoys me more, right? Hippies or symbiotes? It's about, column A, column B. Web of Carnage number 1, Ram V and TBA to, right? Oh, yes. I love when they have we're going to solicit this. We have no idea who's going to be writing along with Ram V. Ram V, he'll do a lot of that pretentious talk for all of us, won't he? Francisco Mana on art. Carnage shall inherit the earth. As Cletus Cassidy extracts his vengeance on an unsuspecting city and Carnage reigns across the Marvel Universe, the Carnage symbiote remains left to its own devices, adrift among the stars with its purpose renewed after the death of the Venomverse. Carnage has scant few hurdles between it and a glorious ascension to the throne of the King in Black. And the first is named Morloon. Oh, I thought it was Johnny Cash. Now, what do I know? 40 pages, $5.99. Oh, Morloon, you've done it again. Avengers Beyond number 5. You know, he's really spider DNA now. He went through the whole thing. Derek Landy writing Avengers Beyond 505. Greg Land on art. So you know that's getting sexy. His art, it's funny too, when I ended up starting to read Marvel, I'm like, man, this Greg Land, this art's pretty good. And then everybody yelled at me. First off, he traces, and also he, gets old hustlers. I'm like, well, the first one I don't like, but the second one I can get behind. I really can't. New York has fallen. The lost ones step over the broken bodies of heroes and villains alike in the search of the Beyonder who cowers in the shadows without his powers. And really, what is the Beyonder without his powers? Outplayed and outmaneuvered, the Avengers have one last chance to snatch desperate victory from the jaws of unimaginable defeat. 32 pages, $3.99. The next is I Am Iron Man, number 5 of 5. Norwa Uelde writing, and I know I didn't say that right. Dotan Akande, which I might have said that right. Art. An old forgotten Silver Age foe returns. They crave the destruction of Iron Man and the subjugation of Earth. To defeat them, Iron Man seeks out help from an unusual place, a superhuman prison. Follow Iron Man on his quest to protect Earth as he builds a planet protector cannon. That stuff usually does not work out for Tony, right? Trades brutal blows with She-Hulk, sexy, and makes a new friend along the way. The episode is set in the current era of Iron Man. It is the grand finale and is a love letter to Iron Man fans. You didn't even realize you needed a love letter, right? Dear Iron Man fans, do you like me? Yes or no? No. 32 pages, $3.99. Roses are red, violets are blue. I want you to read Iron Man because, we're through. I don't know. I tried doing something there. It didn't work. I want to rewind now. Avengers number 3. Jed McKay writing C.F. Villa on art. Oh, the first tribulation event strikes the Earth. Oh, my. I ended up having a news item about the Jed McKay run, and people are excited. People love his Moon Knight. I like it. I don't love it, but still, people are excited because pretty much Jason Aaron has driven that book right into the ground. and there's not a lot of enthusiasm going on about it. So the minute that I read Jed McKay's synopsis of all this nonsense, I don't know. It's definitely not for me, and I'm sure that we're going to find out why in the solicit. The Avengers fly into action as the Ashen Combine, that old piece of farm equipment run down. It's there. Oh, you Ashen Combine will never get the wheat harvested. A collection of the multiverse's greatest monsters descends from the impossible city to follow their respective appetites. I've heard sometimes people will call Philadelphia the impossible city, impossible to deal with. I am a Philadelphian. I could say that. City slayers all pursuing the assassination of the metropolitan area for sport. Oh, my. 32 pages, $3.99. If it's for sport, we need to get, some games going up in here. We need the fantasy league. I want that City Slayer as my first round. I don't even remember their names. I think one was just like The Dead, right? That's who I want. Groot number 3 of 4, written by Dan M. That's cool. Damian Cacciaro on art. Marvel and Yondar have been captured by the monstrous Ags. But there's more to this deadly creature than Groot and his friends realize. Who is he? Who are these people? And why has he razed Groot's home world? Find out here. 32 pages, $3.99. Warlock Rebirth 4 of 5. The first issue came out this week, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I have to do my review for that, but I did really enjoy that. Ron Mars writing, Ron Lim on art. It's Warlock versus Warlock. But will Adam emerge victorious? Well, I would think, yeah. Or will Eve reign supreme in the new Warlock of the Cosmos? We'll have to see. 32 pages, $3.99. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. I liked the first issue. I'm not a Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing fan, but I liked the first issue enough. I need a little more, though. That's at the end, and I'm always like that. I'm really, really demanding when it comes to anything in life, and I'm also very selfish, so I want more now. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4 is written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, Kev Walker on art. Rocket Raccoon is back, and he's not happy to see the Guardians of the Galaxy. Where has he been all this time? What's happened to him? Get ready for a Rocket Raccoon you've never seen before. 32 pages, $3.99. Moving on to Doctor Strange number 5. I didn't love the first issue. The second one came out this week as I'm talking, and yeah, I haven't read it yet. Jed McKay writing, Pasquale Ferre on art. Dark wedding bells ringing. Strange and Clea have been invited to an interdimensional wedding. But things don't go well at these weddings in any sort of pop culture stuff. Shit goes wrong. Don't go. But when the bride is Clea's own mother, Omar the Unrelenting, it's not exactly the family event the strangers want to attend. I'll give them a suggestion. Don't. Especially when the guests are mysteriously being murdered. See? It always happens. You can't have a wedding in anything like this. Especially comics. I mean, even they all go wrong. They all go wrong. 32 pages, $3.99. Fantastic Four, number 9. Ryan North writing, Yvonne Forelli on art. It's kind of a polarizing run so far. A lot of people really love it. Some people don't like it, right? But that's with everything. Alicia, Sue, and Johnny face off against Ben and Reed as they battle for the survival of their minds themselves against an alien that can wipe their memories clean. But can they survive this brutal onslaught from their friends and lovers, the very people who know them and their powers better than anyone else in the universe? We'll all find out together in this Alicia-narrated issue, plus a meditation on the nature of art itself. That sounds like a bunch of bullpucky, right? And cool fights, too. Really, I don't get... Oh, a meditation on the nature of art itself. Oh, my. I can't wait to read that one. 32 pages, $3.99. Like, again, I keep mentioning, solicits are supposed to make you want to read the issue, not like get this and like, okay, yeah, I'll see you in August doing your meditation on the nature of art itself. Please. Really, Ryan North? Like, you usually write kids stuff. I don't need you meditating on nothing. Hellcat number 5. Meditate on giving us a full book of the Fantastic Four doing stuff. Hellcat number 5 of 5. Oh, Christopher Cantwell writing. Alex Linz on art. Patsy's been transformed into demonic Hellcat. With her very humanity at stake, can she overcome the powers of darkness that have been unleashed? All is revealed as both the past and the present collide in a final battle that will determine the rest of Hellcat's future, if she has one. I'm sure she does. But does Christopher Cantwell? We can only hope. 32 pages, $3.99. Scarlet Witch number 6, written by Steve Orlando. Hell of a guy, wacky writer. Lorenzo Tamata and Sarah Pacelli on art. Good thing you get two people because it falls behind a lot. Family Matters. Oh my God, did I do that? Wanda's loyalties are tested when an enemy of the Kree Skrull Empire falls through the last door, desperate for help, avenging their fallen comrades. Will Wanda honor the commitment she made to helping those in need, whoever they are? I have to say, I started laughing. For some reason, when I said Wanda, this is how crazy this shit gets in my brain. I thought of Wanda Sykes. Then I thought of the Crank Yanker skit where she talks about there's a big dump in the back of her car. I don't know how that just popped in, but it made me giggle. Or will her love of her son Wiccan and her husband Hulkling triumph over all? Plus, a familiar figure appears at Wanda's shop, and it seems rumors of his death have been greatly exaggerated. But does he come as a friend or a foe? Now I keep thinking, oh, maybe it was done by a gorilla. 32 pages, $3.99. Tell me somebody knows what I'm talking about. Ghost Rider number 16, Ben Percy writing, Christopher Campagna on art. That's a fancy sounding last name, right? Campagna. And it's over the years, the same hitchhiker has found Danny Ketch, Robbie Reyes, and now Johnny Blaze. Yeah, hitchhiking is a dead thing, right? Nobody hitchhikes anymore. That was big in the 70s. You know what else was big in the 70s? Murder. That's why you don't have the two. They're done. Join us for this standalone tale of terror that threatens the past, present, and future of the Ghost Riders. 32 pages, $3.99. Seriously, of all the decades, the 70s, the dirtiest, just like filthy feeling decade there was. It just feels like you think of the stuff and it's just dark, right? Dark and dirty and scared the crap out of everybody. You got people saying everybody's satanic, all that nonsense going on. Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider number 3 of 4. Howard Mackey writing. Daniel Picciotto on art. The Scarecrow is unleashed. The mysterious broker has powered up Ghost Rider's next nemesis, and it's going to take the combined hellfire of Rider and Johnny Blaze to stop him. 32 pages, $3.99. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 5. Stephanie Phillips writing. Juan Cabal on art. I thought that was a mini-series, but it doesn't say anything but just number 5. That's weird. I thought that was just, the deal. But let's see if it says that in this. Cosmic Ghost Rider has been tested like never before as he's battled his own twisted alter ego across the galaxy. But now trapped on an isolated moon, he must face off against an entire horde of cosmic Ghost Riders who will be left alive when the moon dust settles, and one character will undergo a shocking transformation as a new force explodes into the Marvel Universe. Oh, that moon dust. 32 pages, $3.99. Clobberin' Time number 5 of 5. That is a book that came out this week. I still haven't read that issue either. Steve Scroce writing on art, and you end up having Ugdu Phrase's plan is almost complete. He has reverse engineered every item of power across the Marvel Universe's time stream to create the Psycho Pomp Machine, a device that will steal the creation of energy of the nascent Galactus and the sentience of the universe at the moment of the Big Bang. Sexy. The Thing, Doctor Doom, and Tuva 2 are an unwilling audience to the universe's remaking. That is, unless they can get free. ... 32 pages, $3.99. Thor Annual number 1. Oh, who's writing it's Lansing and Kelly. Boy, they're getting a lot of work, aren't they? Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, Abram Roberson on art. Enter Mythos. When MODOK, fueled by revenge and a refusal to ever again be someone else's pawn, seizes control of all the 10 realms but Asgard, Thor the Allfather must step in and regain control of the 10 realms and the World Tree. But MODOK's new cosmic power proves to be a greater threat than Thor could imagine, and he'll need the inspiration and maybe a little perspiration of some beloved friends from Midgard to reclaim his realms and his awesome power. Awesome. 40-page one-shot, $4.99. She-Hulk, number 15. That book's still going on. Rainbow Rowell writing and Andres Guinolet on art. Scoundrel pushes She-Hulk to the limit in her final push to save all of NYC. That means New York City from her newest rogue. Oh, scoundrel. Meanwhile, it's one of those things. What do you expect from Scoundrel, right? Is on the up and up? Like, the idea, like, Scoundrel, when not doing this, probably doing some three-card money down the road, doing nonsense. Meanwhile, the Fight Club has their hands full taking on an alien horde. 32 pages, $3.99. I have to admit that any book that has a Fight Club always has me intrigued. Daredevil and Echo number 304. We got Taboo back again. And he's brought B. Earl. You don't want to be Earl. Written by them. Phil Noto on art. Chasing Ghosts. Yeah, aren't we all chasing ghosts in one form or another? Isn't that what we usually just call life? Demogoblin has awoken a dangerous and violent force beneath the streets of Hell Kitchen. The answer to my question, yes. Luckily, Daredevil doesn't only have friends in high places. Does he have them in low places? Oh, my goodness. He's got them in low ones, too. There we go. Garth Brooks. Oh, my goodness. He's here. All the way down to hell. Oh, I don't know. Garth seems like a nice enough guy. You know him. You love him. And in this issue, Ghost Rider makes his presence known. 32 pages, $3.99. Daredevil number 13, Chip Zdarsky, Marco Caccetto on art. Daredevil in Hell. Maybe you can hang out with Garth Brooks. Who knows? Chip Zdarsky and Marco Caccetto on the last leg of their tour de force through Matt Murdock's life and afterlife. Infamous. 32 pages, $3.99. I really like Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run. I think that he kind of took a swerve with a lot of people when you ended up having Elektra take over. People didn't seem to like that. I didn't mind it. When Devil's Reign, I thought wasn't great. And then when you end up kind of coming back with the new number one that we're doing right now, I haven't really loved that. But it shocked me because I usually am like, oh, my God, I even suggested some people read Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil, and a lot of people are kind of in retrospect now telling me that they didn't like it and that I'm a jerk for saying that it's good. But I've been called worse. It actually shocked me, though. I actually like it. Deadpool number 9, Alyssa Wong. This is one of the most unfunny books that's trying to be funny that I've ever read. Alyssa Wong writing Luigi Zigliari on art. At the mercy of the Horned Emperor. Deadpool has been in a lot of tough spots, but this is definitely the first time he's been captured by an antlered, cloud-headed person. When we say it like that, it seems weird, but this is some real trouble. No, the trouble is usually the script in this book. Can even his new paramour, our giant symbiote dog, save him? And does anybody care? 32 pages, $3.99. Planet of the Apes. David F. Walker writing, Dave Walker on art. I did not like the first issue at all, but that's not my thing. The die has been thrown. Ooh, I wonder which one. Is it the four-sided one? Because that's a real pain in the ass. When you're playing the old D&D and you got that four-sided, it's that triangle, and you're like, I don't know how to read it. A 4. That's what I'd always yell. Juliana must guide the apes on an 865-mile trek. That is very specific. From New York City to the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia. Really, from what I get here, it's like the opposite of The Walking Dead now, right? It's like the running apes. The road will be long and treacherous with the Exorcitus Viri not far behind. That's the hate group, I believe. Blinded by bloodthirsty rage. And when I'm talking about this, I really am not a Planet of the Apes fan. I'm a fan in spirit. I haven't really watched many of the movies. And funny, when I ended up reviewing it with my man Eric Shea on our podcast, I watched the very first original one with Charlton Heston, and then I watched the very last one that recently or last came out. And I fill in the blanks between. I'm good. Will Juliana be able to get all the apes to safety and potentially usher in humanity's salvation? Or will the path to hope lead to a dead end strewn with blood and death? Or will it get bananas? I don't know why they don't, lighten it up a bit, right? Let's go ape. Boy, things are getting bananas up in this joint. Things like that. 32 pages, $4.99. I guess when there's a hate group chasing a woman and a bunch of, I guess, There's a hate group and an hate group. They're going against each other. Predator number 5, Ed Brisson writing, Nitho Diaz on art. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but Gabe on the site gave the first run of the Predator number 1 a 9 out of 10. That is it's a sore spot for me, mainly. I can't get that out of my mind. There's no glory in losing the game. That is true. It's basically, playoffs. That's what that reminds me of. Or practice. It's the final showdown, not the final countdown. Settle down. The group of humans are officially divided and entangled in the ultimate hunt. What, man? Against each other? Oh, there's no doubt that it's going to be a bloodbath, but it's anyone's guess as to who will make it out alive. Gain possession of the Sandpiper and ultimately salvation. Sounds like it's like Zamfir up there with the pan flute. But there's a predator lurking on the ship, so whoever survives will have to go head-to-head against one of the galaxy's most deadly hunters. Find out the fate of your favorite characters in the action-packed conclusion to Ed Brisson and Nitho Diaz's The Preserve story arc. 32 pages, $3.99. All right, and the last solicit, Alien number 4, written by Declan Shalvey, art by Andrea Brocardo. How far would you sink to survive? All hell is broken loose on base as xenomorphs swarm the rig, massacring any Weyland-Yutani personnel in sight. Vatya makes a plan for an escape with her research and family at risk. Vatya must take a gamble and pursue her last option for salvation. 32 pages, $4.99, and that is it. Those are the solicits for July. And there's also Star Wars stuff, but I don't know how many people are interested in that. I end up doing a podcast on it, and I don't know, I can tell not many people are into it. So there you go. A little bit of a side note. We do have a Star Wars comics podcast. But thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had some fun with it, as I did, making fun of things like the Hellfire Gala and maybe Alyssa Wong's lack of a sense of humor. Some fun stuff, right? But that's that. That is all I have to say about this. I am looking forward to July, but as I said, I'm actually looking forward to see some new stuff in August as well. A lot of times what I do like at Marvel are the miniseries because there's so many different ones and you're bound to like at least one or two of them. I kind of get a kick out of them, so I like to see what's happening. And it does seem like they're going along that route of some older things. They're using the what ifs to do some stuff like that we heard earlier. So I'm looking forward to some of that stuff. Not everything's bad. I know that, I sit there and make fun of stuff and whatnot, but that's just me. And my mind doesn't go very well with reading a lot of stuff sitting, still. So my mind does wander to say Wanda Sykes and the Crank Yankers. But with all that, yeah, there's some cool stuff. So let me know what you think, you might be enjoying or looking forward to. But that's it. And I will thank you and talk to you later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.